Hello, this is Mr. Jamie, and welcome to another 3D computer animation demo. This is in cooperation with the Newport News Parks Recreation and Instructional Programs. And today we're going to be talking about modifiers. And modifiers allow you to bend as well as do other things to your objects so that you don't have just straight things. So we're going to make a flower. First of all, of course, open your Animator software. If you don't have it, you can download it at animator.com. It is free, but only works on Windows programs. If needed, click File, New. It may already be ready. Click View All. Use the cylinder tool and drag to add a cylinder straight up and down. Move tool to center it in all views. And then we click Build, Convert to Mesh. Then click a blank area front view, just to make sure it's selected. Then click the see-through box. Then click a blank area of top view to select top view and click the see-through box. Activate the points editor. Choose select sides as indicated by the arrow. Deactivate front by clicking on the word front and use the select arrow. Click in top view in the middle of the cylinder inside the circle. Okay, click the Add Block tool. You'll see the number 1 next to it on the toolbar and drag a little in front view to create a new block. Then drag again, and keep doing this until you have little blocks all the way down. And you might need to use your eyeball tool to move things around, zoom in or out, and then click the top arrow to turn that off. Click Solids, click Empty Space in Top View, click Solids, and then click the top arrow. Now select the modifier. You'll see that circled. And click and drag and draw that modifier over the top part of the cylinder. When you let go of the mouse, a window will come up. You're going to choose Bend and click OK. Use your select arrow and right-click on the cylinder. That will select both items. Go to Build, Modifiers, and click Bind Modifier. And then double-click on the object. Enter 90 for the angle in the window that comes up. Click OK, and then hit Build, Modifiers, Effect Modifier, and you will see your cylinder bend if you did everything right. You also saw in the list your different options. It can do more than just bend. All right, get your Move tool and move the object back to the center in front view. Get your modifier tool again and drag a modifier over the remaining straight part. Don't get any of the bend in it. Click Bend, then OK. Use your stretch tool and drag right to stretch the modifier. You want it to reach from the top down to the bottom of the whole object. Use your Move tool and help position the modifier. And then with your select arrow, right-click on the cylinder, again to select both. Click Build Modifiers, Bind Modifier, double-click the object. This time the angle will be 90 degrees, which is actually the same as last time. And click OK, and if you did that right, you now have 2 bends in your cylinder. Now sometimes if your modifiers can do weird things. So if it didn't work quite the way you want, then you might have to redo it. Click Build, Modifier, Effect Modifier if you're happy with it. But if the bend isn't right, then you need to go back and edit, undo, build modifier, unbind it, use the select arrow and reposition the modifier and try all the steps again. Also keep in mind you can always pause the video if you're not keeping up, having to go a little fast on this one, lots of steps. Okay, rotate tool. Use right mouse button and drag to rotate the object so one side is pointing close to straight up. Move tool, move the object back to center. And with the sphere tool, we're going to add a small sphere, just add it in a blank area. And then use the Move tool and move it to the top of the cylinder. This is going to be our little center of our flower. Now, with the Add Sphere tool, we're going to drag to add another sphere. Click Build, Convert to Mesh. Use your Stretch tool and flatten the sphere somewhat in front view, not completely flat, but largely towards flat. And with the Stretch tool again, in top view, stretch it into the shape of a petal. These are going to be our flower petals. And then we're going to use our rotate tool and the right mouse button in front view, and we'll drag to rotate the petal downwards like you see on the screen. With the move tool, move the petal into position. You may need to move it in front and top views. Click Edit, Copy. Click Edit, Paste. Now keep in mind, when we do a paste, we won't see it. It's on top of the other. We won't see it till we move it. So take your rotate tool with the right mouse button in top view and rotate the petal over to the side. Now take your move tool and move it into position. Then do another edit copy, another edit paste, and repeat these steps 1 through 4 until you have all 6 petals. Good spot to pause the video while you do that. And you see a picture in the bottom right of the whole thing. Now take your select arrow and select a petal. Do an edit copy and edit paste. Use your move tool and move into an open space. Use your rotate tool, right click and drag in left view and drag it to rotate it upwards. Use your move tool to put it in place. It's going to be a leaf, so you want to connect it to the stem. Edit copy, edit paste, move and rotate, and make a leaf on the other side. Now you need to right click each petal and select them all and then hit group, build group. Then edit, copy, edit, paste that group. Use your move tool to move the copy up. Rotate again with the right button in front view, and we want to flip it completely over. And then rotate it with the right button in top view, and we want to rotate the petals slightly off to the side. Move tool to adjust petals as needed and build ungroup. Then activate your materials editor, 4 dots at the top. Double click new and click on the color wheel between yellow and orange. Fade it until you get a brown color. Click OK. Use your select arrow and select the stem. Click Apply and then double click New on the materials list under the brown wheel. So we can start a new color. It's coloring time. This time we're going to make green. Then we're going to click OK. Use our select arrow and select one of the leaves. Click Apply. Use the select arrow and select one of the leaves and click Apply. Use the select arrow and select one of the leaves and click Apply. And keep applying it. Oh, there's only 2 leaves. I got carried away there. Sorry. And then double click New under the green ball. I was thinking we were doing petals. That was the leaves. So now we're going to make the color yellow. And then click OK. Select arrow, select the center ball of the flower, click Apply, and then under the color wheels, under the color balls, we're going to double click New once again, and now we're going to make a color for our petals. I've gone with pink, but you can choose whatever color you want your flower petals to be. So make the color for your petals, then click OK. Use the select arrow to select a petal. Click Apply, and now we select a petal, click Apply, select a petal, click Apply, select a petal, click Apply, and we keep doing that until all the petals are colored. If they're still grouped, I think the bottom one is, then it'll do all those at once. Now we use our mask select tool, and you're going to click and drag and draw a box over the whole flower. Let go. And then click Build Group. So we're going to make that flower all one thing so we can move it around without the pieces getting messed up. And our next task is to build a flower pot to put our flower in. So we're going to start with Grow Tool, drag to the left and shrink the flower. And then we'll go to Cylinder Tool and drag to add a cylinder straight up and down in front view. Always try to make them as straight as you can. Then click Build, then Convert to Mesh. We always have to convert to mesh if we want to stretch. We can't stretch unless we do that. All right, now you're going to use your Stretch tool and drag in top view to make the circle a lot bigger. It's going to be a flower pot, so make it big enough for that. And Stretch tool in front view to make it a good size for planting pot in that view. Sorry, stumbling there. So that's going to be this big enough size to be a pot for the flower. Now we need an edit copy, edit paste. Use your move tool and move the copy over. Click a blank area in top view. Click the see-through tool. Activate the points editor. Select size. Click insert faces tools. Use the select arrow and select the circle in top view. Then turn off back. Drag to put a smaller circle inside. Turn on back and turn off front. And drag again to put an equal size circle inside. Make it the same size. And keep in mind, again, you can pause the video. There was a lot to do right there. Now turn on back again, so both back and front are on. Use the select arrows and select the inner circle. Hit delete on your keyboard. Once again, select the inner circle and hit delete on your keyboard. So we've just made a hole in this, so we just have an outer ring. This is going to be the outer edge of our planting pot. Don't know why I can't say that. Now turn off the points editor by clicking the top arrow. Use the select arrow and select the object. Use the move tool and move it to the top of our larger object. Use the stretch tool in front view to make it much thinner. And use the stretch tool in top view to make it larger. Move it into position at the bottom of the cylinder. Edit, copy, edit, paste, and then use your move tool to move it up to the top. You want it to stick up a little bit above the top of the cylinder that's already there. Use your select arrow and select the center cylinder, the large cylinder. Double-click New on the materials under all the color balls. Create the color red. Click OK, and then click Apply. And now the center part of our pot is a nice colored red. So we have a red pot. Now turn on the points editor again and turn off back by clicking on it. Use your select arrow and in top view, click on the middle circle. Now click on the brown color ball we already have and click Apply. That's how you reuse a color you already have. You just click the color and then click Apply. And we're adding it just to this face. I think that's the first time we've done that with color. We're only coloring that one face. Now click a blank area in top view. Click to change to solids. Turn off the points editor by clicking the top arrow. Use the select arrow and select the bottom cylinder. Double-click New on the materials under all the color balls. Create a darker red color. Click OK and then click Apply. Use your select arrow and then select the upper cylinder and click Apply. Again, you can pause until you get all the steps done. Use your select arrow and this time select the flower. Use your move tool and we're going to move the flower into the flower pot. Now we want to make sure that it sinks slightly into the soil so it's connected to the ground. And we'll use front and top views to get this placed correctly so that your flower is nicely in the pot. Now with your eyeball tool in perspective view, we'll use our stretch tool to zoom in, drag to make it fill up most of the view, and then use the move tool to center it. And then you click the top arrow to turn the eyeball tool off. What we're doing now is getting ready to make a picture out of our flower pot. But we can't quite see the top of our flower, so we're going to rotate a little. So get your mask select tool first. Mask select tool, draw a box over everything, then build group. That makes it all one object. Now with our rotate tool in perspective view, and we're going to use the left button this time, we're going to rotate forward just enough that we can see the dirt in the pot. Helps us also see the top of the flower. And that's how we're going to take our picture. And so next we go render image. We click the ... box. Then we select a background color. I'm using a light blue. Light colors are best. Click OK on that box and then click OK on the next box. And then on the left panel you want to click save. And we're going to save our picture onto the computer. And so that brings up our box here for image properties. You're going to click JPG and type 100 for quality. Click the ... box. Find a location on your computer, give it a file name and click save. Then click close on that side panel. Click file, then save as. Find a location on your computer, click the file name or give it a file name and click save. And that will complete this project. If you'd like to, and we would like you to, if you could post on Facebook, if you can post under this video a picture or your picture of your flower and share it with us. We would appreciate that. Now, when things fully open up here and we're back to normal, be sure to check out the Newport News Parks, Recreation, and Tourism instructional programs and our computer animation classes and music classes, and there's a whole bunch of other classes that may interest you. Until then, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye.